Hey everyone, I'm Brent with venompads.com doing another bridge saw blades for dummies. This is video number 17, tutorial on RPMs. So this is another big reason why blades fail in cutting. The good news is this, that if you have a fixed saw of fixed RPMs, this does not apply to you because we're going to have to learn different techniques that I'll teach in other videos. But there's a range of saws that are fixed RPMs, which I said we'll talk about later. And this is specifically on saws that you can control the RPMs. Now, there's three cutting styles out there. There's cutting by amps, cutting by RPMs that you can change the RPMs, and cutting by fixed RPMs. Three different styles that I'm very versed in cutting on all three styles. So if I'm at a shop, they're cutting by amps, I can do that. If they're on a fixed saw, I can do that. If I get to change the RPMs, I'll do that. So here's the methodology that General Electric, who invented synthetic diamonds, came out with a book. I forget what year it was, 58. And they gave the science of how blades have how diamonds need certain spherical speeds for cutting through different types of materials, concrete. They went up the whole list. So marble. So when it comes to, I'm going to first talk about RPMs with natural stone, then RPMs with engineered quartz, which people call quartz in the world today. Oh, you're cutting quartz. That just means engineered stone. And there's a variant of that. And then also on cutting porcelain, decked in, and compact surfaces in that category. So first, in natural stone, here's the breakdown. So let's just say you're cutting, the choice is marble, granite, and quartzite. Marble's going to cut better at a faster RPM than granite. Granite's going to cut better at a faster RPM than quartzite. So there's three RPMs. So whenever I'm at a shop and there's a saw and I can control the RPMs, I'm going to cut the marble at a higher RPM. I'm going to cut the marble at a higher RPM than granite. I'm going to cut the granite at a higher RPM than the quartzite. That's how it works. Then when it comes to engineered stone is kind of like a crapshoot. Meaning there's quartz. Here's why. Engineered stone, everyone's calling it quartz, but there's really some of it's engineered marble. So it's all eclectic. I gotta call it engineered eclectic. But with that being said, you can pretty much, it's actually really forgiving. You can pretty much cut all that stuff. It's not that picky as others, but I always say, like, with engineered stone, you could go in between, between the marble RPMs and granite RPMs. Now, so then after that, you go into porcelain, decked in, and compact surfaces. There's true porcelain, which is through body porcelain. Then there's stuff that they call porcelain that's like a ceramic, a porcelain top. And then there's hybrid compact surfaces like decked in and a few others where you don't even know really what it is. But it kind of is in the category of that. So all the compact surfaces, marble, decked in, porcelain, all that type of style material, traditionally it's going to work better at a lower RPM, very similar to the RPMs of quartzite, around that, maybe a little lower. The advantage with compact surfaces is that in decked in, if you're cutting like the really thin stuff, that's way easier than once you start getting into 2 centimeter and 3 centimeter decked in versus, then it's almost neck and neck with 2 and 3 centimeter quartzite. And so the next video is coming forward. I'm going to dive in deeper by cutting by amps, cutting by RPMs, how much horsepower you got. That's going to be getting towards the latter part of the bridge saw blade for dummies. But right now, basically, this video is just to educate you that if you do have a saw that can change RPMs, you will definitely notice better performance of that blade not failing once you really learn how to know what materials do a little better with different RPMs.